AI only battle. I fancy doing one of these, and I said I'd do it, so here I am. There are 42 civs. The only civ that's in this game, the only civ in this game in Civilization which isn't in is Venice, because to make this work I've had to take out all of the city-states, and so Venice wouldn't stand a chance anyway with just one city not being able to take over anyone else, because that's how the AI works. So, yeah, they're all on deity, but I removed all the units so that each only starts with a settler and a warrior. This could be really interesting. I'm really interested to know who you think is going to win this game. So put down in the description who you think is going to win, and I'll give a shout out at the end to everyone who got it right. I'll only accept comments on this video. All the others won't count, and if I've already posted like the second to last video and it's obvious who's going to win, I'm not going to count them either. But anyway, let's get turn 1 started, where everyone starts settling. Some civs that I think you need to watch out for is the Huns. The Huns, I've seen a lot of these games before, and quite often the Huns attack Russia really early on and devastate them. And you often see a war in the Iberian Peninsula, and there's going to be especially one because of the Rock of Gibraltar here. Because if Spain gets the Rock of Gibraltar, she's going to be getting 4 food and 10 gold because of a special trait. And if Portugal gets it, there's going to be even more tension. So the Huns you need to watch out for. Someone else you need to watch out for is Carthage, because Carthage is in a really good position, good access to the Mediterranean, with somewhere where it's really easy to colonize, but really good access to Europe. And this access to Europe could make all the difference, because if you're in Europe, you haven't got much room to expand, and that's where those civs go wrong. But where they are, they've got lots of room to expand down south and lots of space for their navy and stuff. Now, one thing I've just seen, has Austria. When does Austria get their turn? Byzantium. Right, so they've had their turn. There's a bug with this mod, which means that the AIs won't move their starting settler, and because this settler here is too close to Germany, they won't move it. So this settler, I'm gonna have to move it, because otherwise Austria will just leave, will just stay there. So if I teleport that over there, they should be able to settle there. So people you need to watch out for: the Huns, you need to watch out for Carthage. The Zulu is a pretty obvious one, because they've got lots of room to expand down here. So there's going to be little competition up here. They've got all of this. They've got loads of space to expand. And with Ethiopia being their closest person, Ethiopia tends to play tall. He doesn't go for a lot of cities, which is good for him because of his special trait. Now, another person you need to look out for, you need to watch this area here. This area is going to be a key area, because 4 or 5 civs in really close proximity to each other, and as soon as Babylon is in range of Mount Sinai. As soon as Babylon gets Mount Sinai in his borders, he's going to be doing really, really well. really well faith-wise. Oh, and I crashed again, bro. But he's going to be doing really well faith-wise, just simply because 8 faith. If no one else has founded a pantheon by that time, in 2 turns he'll have one. He'll have a pantheon. Now, I know for a fact that Indonesia is going to have a really slow game. A really slow early game, just because he's on a 3-tile island, and the AI, he can't settle any new cities. He can't go on any of these other islands. He's limited to where he can go, just because he's on these 3 tiles, and the AI doesn't tend to go for optics very soon, so he's going to be stuck there for a long time. A long time. Now, Japan is in a really good position because, again, he's near a natural wonder, and this natural wonder, again, will give him faith for his pantheon. And when Japan gets a religion, he plays it well. He plays with his religion well. But also, 2 gold and 3 culture. That's a massive thing early game. Now, we've got a really warlike civ with really close to a civ that usually has a really small military and tends to play peaceful. So we're definitely going to see tensions down here. And Mosunkani, with the Shoshone, already got their natural wonder with 2 science, so they're going to be excelling in science, probably much further than their neighbours. And with the way Palenque is here, South America is cut off from North America. Which is going to be a really big thing. It's going to be a really big thing, because if they can't get up here, neither of these South American civs have coastal cities, and they're probably not going to settle very many, if any, coastal cities, because all these inland areas are much better for them, and they'll probably settle there. Now, Europe, it's just a mess. Now, the people who are going to do best are the civs that expand really early on, especially in this Europe area. So, Greece isn't going to expand very early. He tends to expand mid-game, so he might be a massive warmonger because he needs to expand. In Europe, not very many of these civs tend to go very expansive. They tend to get 1 or 2 cities up early and really grows them, except Germany and Poland. Germany tends to pump out a lot of settlers, tends to have like 8 or 9 cities by the mid-game. And Poland tends to go something similar, but with Austria in the south and to its southwest, and Germany to its west, it's got nowhere else to go but near Russia, which means going near Attila, and that's going to create tensions. So that's going to really hurt them. And another thing, we need to be careful for when Delhi, when it gets to the uranium, because if India has uranium, it's going to be deadly. He will use it because he's infamous for using all that. Also, I've got 4 mods running. I've got the Info Addict and 3 other mods which are helping me get this all together. So I'll put the names of them in the description below. So yeah, I have a feeling that Polynesia is going to be a massive colonizer because he's not going to settle on these places here. He might, but there are better spots. He might go down and colonize Australia. He might go up north and colonize Russia and Alaska. And he's in a really key position in the middle of North America and Eastern Asia, and that's going to be and that means he's going to have really good early relationships with both Korea and Japan and China, and these Central American civs. So he's going to play a major part. And the thing with America is there's only going to if there's a religion founded here, it's going to get major. The religion is going to get big because unless there's a second religion founded here, no there's going to be no competition until deep sea sailing, because the only way for Asians for the Asian civs to get to America is through this one tile here, and the AI is going to really struggle to do that because that's just what it does. Of course, in this early game, I'm going to be mainly focusing on Europe, just because there's so many civs really focused, and who gets their first city up will make all the difference. And whoever gets the Rock of Gibraltar in the early game will really change it. And we can already see that Spain has built an extra warrior and a chariot archer already in this game. So she's already got the biggest military in the game. She's even got a bigger military than Chaka. She got the biggest? No, there's me. But apart from that, there's me, who's the biggest. But apart from that, she has the biggest. Spain has the biggest. In fact, we can check info addict. Let's have a look. Military manpower. Yeah, Spain's got the second biggest, and then there's the Aztecs because of his special unit. It really boosts it. And then everyone else hasn't built any more units than what they have. The only reason I'm on top is because to get this game together, I've had to give myself 4 nuclear submarines. Because I've had to play as a civ, as I said already. Now, there's going to be a lot of border tension between England, the Netherlands, and France, just because their capitals are so close together. But if they become friends, it's going to be really easy, because if they become friends, when one gets taken over, they're going to help each other, and because they're really close together, if one gets taken over, the others are going to have to get involved, because or else they'll be taken over. Because really, the only power that's going to try and take them over is either the Zulu. I know they're a mile off, but when you're getting to the late modern era, he's going to expand all the way up here. He's going to be picking fights with Ethiopia and Songhai. He might even have wiped out these guys, and before you know it, it's not very far for him to bring round the navy, which he always gets, and take out these 3 cities. I mean, they're all coastal. It's going to be really easy for him. And these inland cities here, the Huns are going to get. So Europe being so tightly packed might get. It might be the weakest position, because there isn't much room for expansion, especially for Austria. But with people like the Zulu and Songhai and Egypt, there's lots of room to expand. Same here. There's really close tensions, especially with Babylon. Babylon might be able to settle here, but that's about it. They're cut off here because there's one tile border growth from Persia and Assyria, and hey presto, they're cut off. And one more from Istanbul, and hey presto, they're cut off from all of Europe, and they're stuck with just Africa. And it's going to get colonized by Songhai. It's going to get taken by Egypt and by Greece and Rome, because they haven't got anywhere else to go. They can't go north, because this area is going to be heavily contested with the Dutch, by the French, and by the Spanish. This area is going to be heavily contested, and Rome doesn't really expand very early on. And if he does, he's not going to settle up here. He's going to go down here, because that's what he'll do. With Greece, they can't go north because there's nowhere he can go up here, where there'll be a very decent city, and if he does decide to set up here, it's going to be really close to Austria, and Austria Austria will not want him very close. So there's going to be tensions here. So he's going to be forced to go south as well. So this area here is going to be heavily contested. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 civs, maybe potentially 8 civs, all wanting this close area here. But here, ooh, Portugal got the Rock of Gibraltar, and Spain has already got a really big military. Sure, it's not enough to take Lisbon, but she's got a very big military. And everyone else, they haven't started growing their military yet. No one else has built units. Yeah, no one else has built units. Not even the Aztecs. Not even the Aztecs. Now, not many of these civs seem to look like they're exploring. A lot of them seem to be staying where they are. Oh, the Incas have built a scout, which I guess is good for these South American civs because warriors they can't see very far, and one tile, but definitely one tile because of how tightly packed this is. But the scout is definitely going to move 2 tiles a turn. So military wise, the biggest militaries are actually, apart from me, from the Incas and from Spain. Now the Incas, they're really easy to angle. If Brazil slips up at all, then Brazil's in trouble because the Incas will really do some damage. And if the Incas really expansive, Brazil tends to stay small, and because if the Incas get angry at Brazil, before he's got his second city or before he's got his third city, which if any time is going to be in the modern era, it's going to be really late game, then he'll be in trouble. He's going to get taken over, and when that happens, the Incas are just going to have all of South America to themselves. And then if they're in that mood, they could even go for the Maya and the Aztecs. Before you know it, you've got Washington in trouble. The USA is in trouble. Now, Austria's already trading with Germany, and Germany's got his caravan up as well. I don't know where he's going to trade with. I don't think he started doing that yet. Right. No one else. We'll go to the next turn. Nothing much is happening. Shaka doesn't seem to be moving his warrior. He's moved it 1 tile. It started here and it's moved to here. Either he's not really bothered about exploring, or he's bugged out. Probably the former, but yeah. Now, one thing I'm really interested to know is who's going to colonize Australia. It's got lots of silver and lots of salt. This salt, it gives some pretty good tiles. Someone's going to settle around here, and Uluru, surprisingly, doesn't really tend to get very many people settling near it because it's a good tile, but there's no potential for it. Settle here, 1, 2, 3. There's nothing round here. There's a bit of cotton nearby in these plains. There's this lake, but you'd have to settle here or here to get it. And it's not a very good spot, which is why people don't settle near it. But if it was anywhere else in the world, it would be really heavily contested. Now, as I predicted, Indonesia is staying really quiet. Indonesia's staying really quiet. He's been forced to stay on his little island. No one's got a settler up yet, even though they're on deity. As you can see, they're on deity. I guess no one's really that expansive. Whoa, Spain, you're now trading with Portugal. You've just got lots of units here. Loads of units. Loads of units. Now, one of the first pantheons, I'm expecting a pantheon to come relatively soon because the Celts have their unique ability. There, as soon as they get to their turn, this turn they'll found one. Now the Celts turn's right at the end. Yeah, really near the end. So I'm expecting a Pantheon this turn. Ethiopia, he's gonna have one really soon because he's gonna have finished his monument by turn 8, and that's if he's playing on Prince. And then it produces 2 faith. So yep, as I said, they've got their Pantheon. And Ethiopia, their unique monument replacement, 2 faith. That takes 5 turns, so I'm expecting one around turn 13, maybe sooner. So they're going to be the 2 religious powerhouses, and then there's going to be Japan, who will have most of East Asia to himself, because the only other person in this area that might be a contest to him for Pantheons is going to be Siam in India, because they always play religious. These other ones, they don't tend to go religious. They tend to just accept the religion they're given by other people. And as I expected, the Celts have gone for Goddess of Protection. The only other one they'd go for is God of War, but I wasn't really expecting that. But I was expecting one of those two. Now, Ethiopia tends to go for that one because his kit's geared around defending against invaders. So he always goes for that one. But when that one's not available, I'm not sure what he's going to go for. He might go for God of War, you know. He might go for God of War. But the only thing he might go for is faithful camps. That's what he's probably going to go for. Because that's what I've got 2 places that require trapping. I'm gonna get camps because that's obviously going to be really good for me. But realistically, if I'd explored this area here, I'd be saying, right, I'm wanting to settle on this river, and this river is really close to places with bananas. It's really close to places that require plantations. It's got jungles on it. So I might be thinking, I'm going to go for culture from jungle tiles. I'm going to get extra food from bananas, wheat, and whatever the last one is. And I'm going to get culture from jungle tiles, culture from plantations. It's going to be that's what I'd be thinking. I'm not going to focus about Addis Ababa, about the stuff around there. I'm going to settle at least 2. You can fit at least 2 cities on this river, and if you go for bananas, you've got 1 city with loads of bananas here. And if you go here as well, you've got 2 cocoa, and it might not be bananas, but you can definitely go for culture from plantations, and you can definitely benefit from the thing about jungle tiles. But that's what Ethiopia is going to go for.